And we are live, and welcome to the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind the message. And in the next half hour, 40 minutes or so, we're going to do the weekly tarot forecast. We're going to do an angel card, other divination tools, talk about what's going on in our community, in the world at large, and all that kind of good stuff. So, welcome. If you're watching this as a video, we're going to dive right on in just a minute or two. Could I like to give the live people a moment or two to get their get their notifications and come on in. So, here in the Catskill Mountains, in upstate New York, it's a beautiful cold. We had our first frost this morning. Yay! I don't know if I should be celebrating that, but we did have our first frost this morning. So it's a nice, crisp autumn day, clear outside, partly to mostly cloudy inside with a dense fog. But sorry about that. But sleep did not happen last night, just an hour or two, and very powerful full moon energies, right? So that's the really cool thing that's going on today is it's the full moon. It's happening in Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time at 4:55 p.m. at 16 degrees of Aries. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as well, about this, especially about the 16. So, all right, few people are in. Hi, Angel and Jody. Welcome, Jody and Susan and Colleen and Mary and Angela and MT and Doreen and Kimberly and Teresa and I don't know who else is here, but numbers just went up a couple in the last second. All right, so let me grab some water, which I have. By the way, it's Sunday morning. The question of the day is always on a Sunday morning, are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free? And if you're new and want to say hi, please introduce yourselves and let us know where in this big wide world you are from or you are presently. I said I'm in the Catskills, just a little northwest of Woodstock. Um, a couple of other people are sort of reporting in that they didn't get a heck of a lot of sleep either. Caffeine free, that's good. I did have some green tea earlier, so I cheated, although I've been cutting back on caffeine. Earlier, someone bombed my kitchen window with a. Oh, geez. Well, yeah, there's a lot of tension that's going to be building and building. So, all right, I think we can start the festivities now, even though a lot of people don't seem to be in yet. But 16 degrees full moon. So the next seven full moons are going to happen at 16 degrees of their perspective signs. And Sharita Starr does talk about this as well. And she's got some amazing videos up, and she has her full forecast up where she talks a little bit more about this phenomena. Now, the degree points of the full moon, understand right at the moment of the full moon, that's like the absolute peak of the lunar cycle. The moon is really about our emotions, our inner strength, our intuition, our connection to spirit and source. But it's really like our emotional and our internal energy. So 16 degrees in numerology and Chaldean numerology is the shattered citadel, and in the tarot, key 16 is the tower card. So I haven't had the tower card pulled out because this is going to be a very big player, and basically what the number 16 seeks to do, it seeks to level the structured right at the foundation so they come crumbling down so that we can build stronger, better structures with stronger foundations in this place. So we've been talking a lot about this period, especially autumn 2022 into the end of winter 2023. We've been talking about this for a couple of years here on the channel, and that's kind of what I refer to as crunch time, or this is like the peak of the big changes. And with this 16-degree energy. Now 16 reduces to 7, so it's Neptune rule. Again, very emotional. And Neptune is often about things like illusions, delusions, what's hidden beneath the surface. Now, again, the full moon is that peak of the energy. The full moon is very water, very emotional. So we have like all this energy. And this month it's in Aries, so 16 degrees Aries. Aries likes to initiate. Aries likes to be aggressive sometimes. It's Mars ruled also. So we have an Aries full moon happening, and it's ruled by Mars. You want to see what Mars is doing? Well, Mars is in Gemini. It's stuck in Gemini. It's getting ready to station and then go retrograde on the 30th. And then the next new moon is going to be a solar eclipse, followed by the next full moon, which is going to be a lunar eclipse at 16 degrees of Taurus. The Taurus and Scorpio full moon are the two strongest full moons of the year, because for one reason anyway, the moon's exalted in the sign of Taurus. So anyway, long story short, that's happening on election day. It's a lunar eclipse, 16 degrees Taurus, which is often about our security, our structures again. And we're right in that Pluto return for the USA. So long story short, if we thought 2020 elections were a little bit messy or convoluted, we ain't seen nothing yet, as the song goes. At least that's my feeling. The truth is that we don't really know what's going to happen. We just know the astrology and the numerology is basically sort of a snapshot, I guess. Is that the right word? I need more water. Actually, I think I need coffee. But anyway, um, it's kind of like a snapshot of what's going on. But anyway, I just wanted to see somehow. So hi, Dawn from England. Yes. And new to my channel, thank you for being here. We've had a lot of new people check in this week, so thank you very much. And from Poughkeepsie, well, not too far from me, and Western Canada, cool. I want to get out to Western Canada and visit. God, what's the name of the spiritualist church there? It's in Victoria, Canada. But I can't remember their names. They're a couple. Simon and James, or it's James Simon. I forgot the other man's name, but anyway, anyways, I'm digressing. So that's what the Tower card is. People see that and they automatically assume this is a bad card, and it can be challenging because when structures fall, that happened in Florida recently, and physically speaking. So when structures fall in society or in any level, yeah, it can be a daunting and scary thing. But the thing is, it's just not sustainable. It hasn't been sustainable for a while. And that's things have to fall. People are awakening. There's an awakening happening in mass consciousness. We don't really see it yet. I mean, we talk sometimes about the dark forces, the light forces. People that watch me regularly know I don't really care for that dark light analogy, because dark is beautiful also. So we can say negative or even evil if we want. But the thing is, the positive forces have already won, and that's why the negative forces are getting even stronger, because they're not giving up. And what was it last weekend or in one of my psychic predictions? But one of the things that I cautioned you, I don't even want to say warned you, but cautioned you about was like the false prophets coming out of the woodwork, and a massive increase in things like scams and crime and all that stuff. Little did I know that I would become a victim of one of those scams. So then, you guys, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, rest assured I would never, ever, ever solicit readings on social media. Firstly, I wouldn't know where to put you, because I have a pretty a growing waiting list right now. And secondly, I just would never do that. I would never try to solicit people to follow me on Instagram. None of that. So if you get that, the latest scam has been they added an extra I to medium, at Medium Adam Bernstein. So I would never ever ever solicit readings on social media. If you get a request like that, it's a scam. Report it or ignore it. Instagram finally got back to me. I think the imposter account's down, or at least one of them. So anyway, so people are saying that they've seen a lot of those. Yes, I used to live there. Yeah, Victoria is the capital. Yeah, yeah. There'll be a midterm election. There will not be a midterm. Okay, thank you, Susan. That's certainly possible. Yes, yes. And Shelley saying found you from Inspire. I think you're saying the Inspired channel with Jean Nolan and Christine. I think I love them. I love that channel. Thank you for finding me there. All right. So that's so key 16 again. We're entering into that numerology. Be prepared. This is sort of the beginning of the next phase, and this is the full moon. Now, the full moon energy, just like the eclipses, they last. So each full moon is going to carry well into the next lunar cycle. So it's just beginning. So you may find people being very kind of aggressive or argumentative or whatever. It's just the tensions keep building and building. And that's what another thing with the Tower card is sometimes the tension builds to a critical mass and then the structure has to fall. It's like pulling a rubber band, stretching and stretching until it finally snaps and breaks. And that's kind of what's happening in this society with the duality and kind of the forced programming to get people more scared, more divided, more argumentative. And, we can, theorize of what's going on or what the motives are, or we can just be very pragmatic about it and not necessarily listen to people with their emotional responses to things, but rather just kind of follow the money, follow the corrupt flow of power, understand your history. Um, whether we're in a lot of you know issues with conspiracies, government conspiracies, global conspiracies involving extraterrestrials or not, we can just look at history, look at human nature, and just see what's going on, and then make our own assessments of that. So the idea with this energy now is we want to be in our heart, because when we're in our heart, we're in the eye of the storm. When we're in the heart frequencies, it's called the master frequencies. When the heart is in magnified gratitude, compassion, it's a frequency. And I talk a lot about heart brain coherence. These emotions tap into that frequency. So it's not so much the gratitude or the compassion itself, it's the frequency, it's the energy. And when you lock in, then you're in the heart frequency. You cannot be affected by the negativity. Physically, if somebody knocked down your door and robbed you, I guess you'd be affected by it even if you're in your heart. But that said, energetically and emotionally, you just can't hold on to that negativity. You can't judge. You can't be angry at what's going on. You can only feel compassion and gratitude, and with that, the heart and the brain blend, and then we blend more with spirit. So that's the Tower card. The tower is going to fall, but the focus should be on rebuilding on stronger foundation and connecting its community, because the agenda is to divide and conquer. They know people are awakening. The more people that awaken, the more people that are going to question the system and are going to see through the corruption and see through the negative use of power and see the agenda of how they're trying to bring societies to their knees so they can centralize or further centralize power, whether it's the pharmaceutical or the medical industry or technology or oil or whatever it is, governments or whatever it is. That's really what's happening, at least the way that I see it. Now, how that's happening or what the details of the purpose are, that I'm not sure of, but I do see the trend, and I do know that, or at least I believe that that's the idea, is to try to centralize power or further do that. And so look for more to come up about things like social credit scores and stuff like that, and and other means, transhumanism and stuff like that. So in any event, hey Sharita, welcome. Um, yes, you're running a little bit late, but Sharita knows full well why I'm holding the Tower card. So she's our expert numerologist and astrologer that she presents here on the channel, and we're very grateful for Sharita's presence. So, what do we want to do now? Let's pull a meditation card for the week. So that's part of the agenda. Yes. So yeah, the next 7 months with full moon at the seven, well, the 16-degree point. So there's a lot of seven energy going on here. Um, so again, stay in your own power. Don't listen to what they're saying out there. And again, there's yeah, with this Neptune energy, the level of technology is going through the roof. And watch out for those people that are, it could be on YouTube or any social media, that are coming forward like I'm this spiritual teacher and whatever, but meanwhile you can see through that. You can feel genuineness versus technology or trickery. So they're really trying to like grab hold of the spiritual people and kind of take them down these negative rabbit holes basically. So be aware of that and trust your feelings. When you're in your heart, you're in your intuition, and you're not in your judgment. So trust for your feeling. If you feel a little bit of anxiety, or based on whatever's going on with what somebody's saying or whatever, I mean, that could come up for a lot of different reasons. But when you're in your presence, you're in your power, in your heart, you can absolutely trust your feelings and your intuition. So anyhow, healing and protective white light. Thank you, Shelley. Absolutely, yes. Vibrate at the heart, visualize white light, golden light, violet fire. There's was it last week or 2 weeks ago that I did release the video on psychic self defense? That was 2 weeks ago, but that's up on the channel, so we have a few of those. It said I didn't really sleep last night, so the good news is that spirit doesn't need sleep, so I can still do this work. It's just my ability to communicate it and use my rational mind that's very comparable. Oh, I love this one for a meditation card. Let's meet our soul families in meditation. Yes, let's do this. So when we meditate with the tarot, the way I do it is like any other meditation. You get present. Once you stop your thoughts and you tune into your breath and you stick with your presence, your consciousness automatically raises almost instantaneously, 1 or 2 levels, just by stopping your thoughts and becoming aware of your breath. Now you can augment this when you become aware of your breath and you become present. On the inhale, what happens? Your chest expands. So feel your energy fields also expanding and your body expanding. And then on the exhale, feel gently contracting. And that's how energy moves. Energy moves in waves. It's not static. Like sound or light waves, for example, it's not a stream of light. It's more like a strobe light sped up a million times, like a movie projector. So all energy moves in crests and troughs. So that's, for some reason, that was worth noting. But the idea is when we get very present, inhale, feel a gentle expansion, exhale, gentle contraction. That gives you a little bit of a focal point, and you're going to hold your presence longer. The idea is every time you think about it, stop your thoughts, tune into your breath, and just be with your breath. Feel your body, be aware of everything, focusing on nothing, just having gentle awareness on everything. Go about your business till something takes you out of that. The next time you think about it, do the same thing. Now, this is not an original practice. This is straight out of the pages of Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. So if it worked for Eckhart, I'm going to pass it on to you guys because he's a great modern spiritual teacher, in my opinion. Um, the breath part and the expansion part, that's kind of my own spiritual download to that. But the basic exercise, I I first learned of that by reading The Power of Now. I think it was in 2000 I read that book. So anyway, meditating with tarot, step into the card. It's like a doorway or a window. See the whole panoramic view, and set the intention on meeting members of your soul family. These could be your star family, your extraterrestrial groups. Like I'm very connected to the Arcturians, for example. So I believe since I was very young that I was a star seed, even though I didn't know what that meant. That when I was young in the 1960s, that wasn't even a word, basically. But I had this idea that I just was not from here, and then I thought that my parents were not my real parents and that I was adopted, and it's a whole long story. But when I was little in the summertime, my hair would turn like white blonde, like pure platinum blonde, and everybody, and my hair was straight, and my other family members had curly dark hair. So so I said, yeah, I can't be this family. I have blonde hair, you have dark hair. But anyway, long story short, it is that I really felt like a connection to somewhere else. And then when I was very little, I always watched The Twilight Zone or Lost in Space or all those sci-fi shows that were going on. I think people that are drawn to this channel and channels like this, there's a good chance you're a star seed. And if you kind of broaden the term a little bit, we're all star seeds because we're a seeded species 200,000 years ago. A genome entered into the picture that was not identified as terrestrial or can't be identified as terrestrial. So there's a jump from proto-human to modern human 200,000 years ago. You know who talks a lot about that's Greg Braden. If you want to get more of the science of that and the details, check out Greg Braden's channel. So in any event, so when you step in, you meet your soul family, meet your star family, and we're community. We're community of the heart. We're community of spirit and soul, and we're also community here on planet Earth. So we're one big Earth community, and when the forces that be try to divide and conquer us, that's our signal to join and come together. Remember, we're well. I'm holding the Ten of Cups right now, but we're in the Tower season for the next 7 months, and it's scary, it's daunting, but honestly, I celebrate this. This is what I want. And you may say, "Are you crazy, Adam? What do you mean you want destruction and death?" No, I don't want that. Obviously, I don't want that. I want things to change because too many people are suffering. I had my awakening in 1978. By 1980, I wanted to live like on a desert island, basically. I'll put it to you that way. And I just felt all this negative energy against spirituality, and how my friendships changed and all that. And I was in college, basically. My idea of a spiritual experience before that happened was smoking weed, to be frank about it. Um, and then this happened spontaneously, and then I started studying martial arts and yoga and meditation and stuff like that. But it's a long story that I'm not going to get into now because we'll be here till like tomorrow at 11. But anyway, long and the short of it is I started to connect more with my spirit guides. I started there's one named John. I think it's John from Revelations, that John from the Bible. Um, and I would get messages and downloads and greater understanding. But anyway, anyhow, so meet your soul family. Yeah, that's what I started to do back then, and then I kind of vamped this practice for myself, and I'm connecting more and more with my soulmates. The time is now. Sharita is giving us the 10-4 here. The time is now. This is a crunch time. This is the beginning of the Tower season, and again, it's tough, but this is what we want. As spiritual people, this is what we want. We don't want things to keep going the way they've been going. We don't want 90% of the world to suffer or more of that just so that a few, what is it, 5 families according to Thrive, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Vanderbilts, what are the other, the royal family, whatever the heck, we don't want our hard-earned money to continually funnel into these entities, and our freedoms to be eroded away with every natural disaster or man-made disaster, or pandemic, or destruction of landmarks or whatever. Speaking of which, you guys heard about Easter Island, I'm assuming, and what happened there recently, I think last week. So there's a lot of that trying to destroy these spiritual values and the symbols thereof. And they don't want that. They do not want people to awaken. So anyhow, I'm a little wordy this morning. I should let me reframe that, a little more wordy than usual this morning, all things being relative. But this card kind of got me going. I think this is the perfect card for us. This is the time to connect with our soul family here on Earth, and the medium channel could be an extension of that for you if you like. That's why I started this channel in the first place. Well, Spirit told me to, and I told Spirit, you're freaking crazy, because I had zero camera skills. Now I have some camera skills, but I'm not professional yet. But that's not why you guys are here. But anyway, long story short, again, is Spirit telling me to start a channel in the end of 2019. So I reprogrammed my mind and got over my performance anxiety and my camera nonsense, and here I am. So anyway, we can all reprogram our minds to do whatever the heck we want. So society wants us to believe we are limited, we can only do this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, BS. And it's like, I'm going to overcome this, and I'm really, every day I'm doing work to overcome, like, all the shadow stuff, this growing up stuff, all the stuff. And every time that I think I've cleared the programming, then I'm fine, something new shows up to demonstrate, no, you're still on the path of doing that, but you're not quite there yet. So we're here growing and developing. We're a family. So we're back to the meditation card. We are a family. We're here together, growing, evolving together, sharing the experience, but we're also individuals. So sometimes we have to step back and put the shields up, and the step again, when you step into your heart, do heart brain coherence. I have a lot of videos. In fact, the video I released 2 days ago is about how to use heart brain coherence to heal your body, like I did. A lot of this talk is a benefit for the newer people, because some of you know this already, but I've healed things that doctors couldn't, through cultivating mind over matter, through cultivating my heart, and I'm kind of on a mission to help other people to do that. We have the ability to heal things that doctors can't. I'm living proof of that more than once. But again, the powers that be don't want us to know that. On Monday, I'm going to do a live stream, by the way. Tonight at 7, we're going to do channeling with Archangel Michael and the Master Teachers. And tomorrow, I'm going to do a live stream about what I consider to be the biggest conspiracy of them all. You talk about conspiracy theories. Well, we're going to share the mother load of them, but I'm giving you hints right now, of what that is. So to understand, that we're much more powerful than they want us to believe. And if everybody learned how to tap into their we'll say supernatural, even though it's very natural, healing abilities to heal tumors, to heal cancer, to heal MS, to heal bipolar disorder. Not everything. Some illnesses are a soul's choice, but I think the soul's choice is in overcoming it, and gaining that experience and that empowerment. But that's really, what it is, that we're more powerful, and they don't want us to know that. So we had the ability to heal our bodies, to heal our energy fields, to rebalance, to recalibrate. We had the power to do all of this stuff. And it starts by presence, and then by cultivating the heart, and blending the heart and the brain, and then we blend with spirit, and then we start to bring in higher frequencies through and around us that starts to awaken these dormant DNA strands that science once called junk DNA, but now we realize, there's valuable information about our ascension within this dormant DNA. And when they start to awaken, then we start to develop new abilities or stronger abilities. A lot of that is regeneration and self-healing. So meet your star family. Let's do a 3 card spread. So I think yeah, it's 11:30 already. All right. So I think that 30 to 40 minutes was a little bit optimistic. uh Oh, there you go as well as people. I'm just following your you carry the divine, Shelley saying. Yeah, exactly. So that so heart brain coherence or any related practice. I mean, that's a specific practice that I think Heart Math Institute coined that phrase. But look at the ancient masters, what they were talking about, the heart and compassion, and it's not a new thing. And anyhow, anyways, that's right there. Yes. Uh, the fakers they are. Just, yeah. Thanks, Sharita. I agree. I don't know if I'll ever be quite camera ready. I'll always have my my own style. I think, but anyhow, okay. I need to clear my mind. So, what do I often say? When you're thinking, you're not connecting, and when you're connecting, you're not thinking. That's another reason to practice presence. Okay, there we go. Now I connected, and then when I connect, it feels like my hands being moved by another force other than my body. Basically, if that makes sense, and then it leads me to the right cards. Um, these are very powerful cards, very positive card, which is good to see. Um, as I look at these, and these wouldn't be the traditional meanings. By the way, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands or rods in this deck, Knight of and 10 of Rods. So what do we notice right off the bat, children? Okay, I'm going to be like the teacher. Okay, children, what is it like in all 3 of these cards? Um, yes, the suit Wands or Rods is fire. This is a full moon in Aries. Aries is a very powerful fire sign. Aries to me is disorganized flame. It's raw power. I mean, that's kind of my own interpretation. It's not your traditional astrology, or maybe it is. If it is, Sharita will let me know. But that's kind of my vision of it's the first sign of the zodiac. Your fire is the element, like what is fire? It's the big bang, right? It's all light came from the void. Yeah, all light came from darkness, which is another reason I don't like that whole calling dark negative and light positive. Um, but but I use it because people understand what that means. But there's a lot of power in word. But really, the Big Bang came out of darkness. It came out of the void, like the cosmic womb or the divine feminine. So that the fire, the Big Bang, is like the divine masculine, basically, and at least it can be interpreted as such. And now the knights are also fire, so that card is fire, basically. And 3s are Jupiter ruled, and the um, 10s are solar ruled. So we have a lot of fire energy. Thank you for that. Yeah, Aries is a cardinal sign, leadership of fire. Like I'm a Libra, so the cardinal signs lead the season. So Libra leads the autumn season. Um, and we're still in Libra season. Although my birthday was at 1 degree, so I basically was 1 degree of a cardinal sign, which is kind of cool. I guess I don't know. Anyhow, sometimes the 3 can be what's been established. nights can be change and movement and stuff like that. So a lot of energy, a lot of fire, and with fire, comes power. Like I feel like for us as a community that are here watching this, let me bring these cards closer to you. Well, my autofocus is working today. Technology is still an adventure, I have to say. Mercury's direct, yeah. Mars is about to go retrograde. That's probably one of the astrological reasons that the technology really isn't coming back yet, and probably won't. Sorry. In fact, one of the things, and I'm going to talk more tomorrow night when I do a live stream about this, but one of the visions I was getting was just the lights going out, then coming on, then going out, then coming on. And I think in the 7 month stretch, we're going to get these internet blackouts, which is going to, when if and when it happens, that probably means YouTube might get shut down for a little while, or Facebook or stuff like that. So should that happen, hmm, we do well. If you're part of our inner community, or wish to be, maybe just have my email also. Although what good would that do if the internet went down? You won't be able to contact me or connect that way. Well, we'll do it telepathically, like the Native Americans used to do, and all the indigenous cultures around the world used to do. And they didn't have telephones, but they needed to communicate. So technology is a double-edged sword. It's great for some things, but what happens when we have telephones, and then cell phones, and then instant messaging, and all this stuff? We forget that we have power to communicate telepathically. So the idea is to use the technology, but not let it use us. Don't let the technology make you lazy or diminish your abilities. We have medicine, like I've been having lower back issues because I have a scoliosis. I can either draw on the modern conveniences and take some ibuprofen, or I can use my mind to try to heal it. I mean, honestly, I do both, but you get the point. So it's great to have painkillers. Like, who wants to be in pain? But the point is not to the point where it diminishes your ability to heal yourself. We all have the ability to feel energy, to feel the flow. And when you're present and you can feel the flow, you can direct the flow. It's all intention. So as I'm talking, I can move energy into my back while I'm talking, because I've been doing this for a lot of years. Um, and um, and heal things, like we have the ability to do that. It starts with meditation and presence, and then you start to become more sensitive to subtle energies. So somehow, I don't know why I started talking about technology. I'm just going with the flow. I think the spirits are just talking through me today. But anyway, so Three of Wands, to me, that feels like even though we're seeing the figure's back, we're not seeing the front here, and he's looking off in the water, but he's stable. Like, he's got his Three Wands. He's grounded. He's stable. He's prepared. So that's, I think, is a major message for us. Prepare, but prepare emotionally. Sometimes we have to just accept that things are going to change, and we have to maybe again keep doing your spiritual work, because our subconscious mind, our survival instincts don't like change. The subconscious thrives when things are predictable, because it believes that that's what we need to survive. So throw a lot of change, and we go into anxiety and panic. What's anxiety? It's basically the body starting to gear up for a possible fight or flight situation. That's what anxiety is. Emotions are hormones in the body, but emotions are also energy, emotion. So how the energy emotion affects us is through and how we experience the emotion is through the body, through the hormones. So we're not supposed to feel anxiety just from opening Facebook and seeing what people are saying. Only when we're gauging a possible threat to our existence, We're not supposed to feel stress. So stress is like, first, stress can build to anxiety, which can build to full-on panic and fear. So a lot of our survival instincts have been twisted into social contexts, and that's not what they're for. So, again, the more we can get present in the heart, the less affected we are, because the powers that be exploit that and diminish our power that way. So readiness, but readiness, isn't just about, stocking up on food, although that's a really good idea with the food shortages, not coming, but happening. We don't hear everything, we don't see everything. With the violence that's not coming, but it's happening. It's just gonna crest in the next several months. Um, but you know, Violence may come to your neighborhood. Like what would you do if that happened? Again, we're not trying to be negative or fear based, but we do need to have a plan and a plan B. And the truth is that once that rubber band that's pulling and stretching snaps, we're going to see violence breaking out in different cities, different towns. I mean, I hope not. I'm saying will, like it's an absolute. Time is fluid. The idea, the more of us that, the more we can evolve and grow, the less traumatic and the less dramatic this all has to be. But it feels like we're at kind of a point of no return, that there's got to be some repercussions on what's going on. So prepare. And also the Ten of Wands, it takes on responsibility. Sometimes it's weight and burdens. I feel like they're saying, to make sure you're connecting with your loved ones, making sure that they're okay. Um, People are having reactions to their vaccines. Check on those family members. Other people are having COVID symptoms recurring, from the virus. That's a terrible thing. All facets of it. The virus itself, as well as the treatment, poses significant risks, and to us, to our health. So what are we going to do to stay healthy? How are we going to help our bodies, help our minds, help our energy fields, to ward off negativity, to stay strong and everything, to keep functioning, to let our immune systems do its thing and everything like that. That's the type of preparation I really feel like they're trying to talk about. I'm just checking in your comments. Quite scary. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all right. Thanks for the suggestion, Jenny. Service with Facebook. Yeah, so the thing with Facebook, it's now yeah, they changed the company's name to Meta, like metaverse. So, you know, enough said, as the saying goes. Um, and metaverse is basically, from what I understand, it's incorporating like virtual reality technology and an internet technology, and trying to create a real experience, even though it's artificial, and create an internet based on that, and that would involve some interfacing, I believe. So yeah, that's what Meta is. That's what Facebook is, and Instagram also. They're both owned by that. So that's one giant. Google's another one. Well, we're supporting Google by being on YouTube right now. So again, we have to be aware of these things. It's not going to stop me, because the way I look at society can be like a refrigerator. Take out what you want and need, leave the rest in, but know what you're dealing with, and know what evils are behind it. So Google, Meta, these are big corps. These are corporations that are part of the system that's running the world, and diminishing our sovereignty, our freedoms, and our rights, in favor of centralizing power, in order to continue and to deepen the corruption at the expense of many, to the benefits of a very select few. So again, know what you're dealing with, and then use it accordingly. I'm using Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as a vehicle for information to try to help people, and also to connect with people that could help me as well, because we're all spiritual teachers and we're all spiritual students. We're just at different levels of experience, at different points of our path, but nobody's better than anybody. We can get a spiritual message from a Bowery drunk if we listen to it the right way, because spirit can use anybody to get to channel information through. But if you're programmed, if you haven't cleared the programming, then the other side can use you. The evil, the devil, whatever you want to call it, can access you if you have not cleared your programming. And I think it's a matter of degrees. I mean, I always say, yeah, I cleared my programming, but things show up to demonstrate not 100% yet. It's still a process. It's still a path that we're on. So this is, again, where presence comes in. The ability to see yourself the way others see you is such a gift, and it's so rare. But that when you become present and you become the observer, you start to do that, and that's how you start to whittle away at the programming. You observe it, and then you learn counter conditioning techniques, affirmation, sleep programming, power of repetition. We get programmed through repetition. So anyway, this is a long tarot time. Sorry, guys. So unless you're enjoying it, then I'm not sorry. Not sorry. um, so let's do. I have my Native American cards also. So let me pull a card from here. All right. Clear my mind. Well, I'm thinking. That means I'm not connecting. Okay, not thinking anymore. Very good. I feel beautifully connected now. And I connected with the stars. Oh, we've gotten the stars before. The spider's the life weaver to the Native Americans. So, we weave that web. It's key 17. So 17 is the number after 16. 16 is the shattered citadel. So that's what's happening with all these full moons, that lunar energy activating the 16 vibration, the 17, the 16-7 vibration. The citadel is shattering, but after 16 comes 17. That's the star in numerology. That's the star card in tarot. That's hope, inspiration, that's spiritual values. So this is, again, reinforcing the notion. This is the time to really double down on our spiritual work, to double down on our spiritual practices. I mean, we don't have to be anal about it, because that's defeating the purpose. But to be, again, open and hard, and flowing with the energy, and everything. So anyway, so I love the whole idea with the web, weaving the web, weaving the life weaver. That's the spider energy. What life are we going to weave individually and collectively? It starts in the heart. It starts in the center. It starts in the core. What are we going to build as far as frequency goes? Because that's what's going to dictate what we're going to attract into our life, what frequencies that we cultivate from within. So what are we going to do? How are we going to do that? I'm seeing a lot of painting and drawing. For those of you that are artists, paint your reality, or draw your reality. For those of you that aren't visual artists, I mean, like me, I'm kind of challenged that way. Yeah, I even have a hard time doing stick figures. So right, does anybody know the technique of scripting? If you don't, I will explain it right now. It's very, very simple. It's journaling as your reality, as if your dream is already manifested. So like if I'm manifesting my soulmate or a partner or whatever, my scripting would be, yes, me and my lovely girlfriend and I were walking on the beach hand in hand, and we saw these jellyfish, and just kind of like journaling, like I'm recounting my day, as if my dream is already manifested. But you feel it, you really feel the positiveness as you're writing. So drawing, writing, visualizing, vision board, all that stuff, this is the time to create your new reality. The old earth is dying. with the leaves falling from the trees, the old earth is dying, the new earth is being reborn. How's that going to look like to you? That's I feel like that's the message through this card. All right. What time is it? Oh, so we'll be about an hour today. All right, all right. I know I talk a lot. At least I have something to say, though, right? I think I do. All right. So these are the medicine cards by Jamie Sams. Is that her name? Uh, Jamie Sams and David Carson. Um, and before I was using the Native American tarot, and the deck that I was using, tarot deck's called the Hanson Roberts deck, if anybody cares. So we got the wolf. We like our wolves. What number is the wolf? 15. Yeah, all right. So 15 is a very strong energy of number 6. Wolves are teachers, so I always look at the wolves as the spiritual teachers. And I have my cheat book also here. So they have a book. Originally, the medicine cards there were 44, and then they added several later on and updated it. Sorry. Need both hands to do this. Well, teacher. Oh, I got that one right. So what? Let me just read the little poem here. Wolf teacher, Pathfinder, moondog of my soul. I like that, moondog of my soul. Yeah, he's howling at the moon too. Ow! Howling, singing, teaching how. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses handy. Teaching how to know. Okay, and anyway. So, the wolves are kind of like the pathfinders, wolves, that have this great sense of smell. Yeah, they're the teachers. They lead us to our higher lessons, our higher truths. Wolf is a really powerful totem to pull. And 3 winters ago, I saw my first wolf in the wild in the Catskills, although he seemed almost half domesticated. And he came. I think he wanted me to pet him, but anyway, this was a wild animal. I got close enough to see the matted fur, to see the long legs, so I knew it was a wolf. And then I did some digging, and they actually did release wolves around 2010 in the Catskills. So there's a little bit of repopulation of wolves in the Northeast now. So anyway, last but not least, is I have my angel cards from Doreen Virtue's Messengers of the Angel. Let's do a last final. Yeah, thanks, MT. That I saw the wolf 2 weeks later. It was a lone wolf, and I mean, it was too comfortable around me to believe that this wolf had not encountered humans, and um and then it came back one day. I was meditating. I felt the presence. It was like right on top of the hill watching me. I mean, I think it's my spirit animal actually, and other people said that. And I saw the wolf. Part of me wanted to pet it, but I knew it was a wild animal, so I just slowly went back into my house and everything. But it was a beautiful encounter for sure. That was 3 winters ago. So that would be 2019. All right, so this is one. Archangel Michael. We're going to be working with Archangel Michael at 7 tonight. No, I did not plan this. I actually did pull this card from a deck of about 60 cards. And Archangel Michael's of the south of the element of fire. So and we got all these wands, full moon in Aries, a lot of fire. Fire can transform things very, very quickly. It's a very transmutive element, and it's closest to spirit. So fire creates, fire destroys. Fire's the big bang. So when you see a fire, even if you light a match, there's only one fire, so you're tapping into the great fire, the Big Bang, the origins of the universe, and all that good stuff. So Archangel Michael is the bringer of confidence, and is a protector angel, and is a bringer of strength and purpose and vitality, and all the attributes of the elements of fire. So you work with that. What Doreen Virtue says is, I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. So that's very congruent with what we're talking about. This is the time of change. What's your life purpose? Somewhere inside you know it. So this is the time to access that. And um, and how are we going to survive and sustain during this time, and not just survive but thrive. um, and just a little bit of a clue, and I talk about this often, is that during the Great Depression, the Gallo brothers made over $1 million, starting by selling wine on a roadside. How did they make money when everybody was losing money, going crazy? They thought outside the box, and that's what we have to do also. Yeah, they tried something different. They saw what was going on in the world. They were able to kind of fill a need that would be forthcoming, and they did it basically. And that's really where it's at now. When the tower falls, a lot of people may be out of jobs, industries may fall also, the systems of money may fall and collapse. um, so we have to understand that, and understand how are we going to be able to survive with the new money, the new earth, and everything. And a lot of that's going to come about when you start to tap into what your life purpose is, what your calling is, and stuff like that. And then from there, then some ideas can spring up from that, and then how to fulfill those ideas and make them work in the changing world can come up with that. I mean, perhaps in my own way, back in 2019, starting a YouTube channel was my way. That was part of my life purpose. And then I can market information. So even though this is mostly a labor of love and everything here is free, at the same time I'm building more of a following. And that means when my courses are ready, more people will buy courses, more people will know about it and tell their friends. So this is my way of changing the paradigm of these times, and doing something that I feel is going to be needed and valuable as things happen. So anyway, that's it. Thank you, Archangel Michael. I love you. Thank you, everybody. Sorry we were a little bit over today, but thanks for hanging in for the whole time. If you missed the beginning, as soon as we stop, it should upload as a video. The way YouTube does it, it remains like a live event for about 12 hours, but you can find it on my channel, and then it uploads in high definition to a video after that. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. I love you. And I know you had some great comments that I missed, so thank you for that. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. 7 o'clock, if you want to do. For those of you that don't know, it's energy channeling. So they activate my field, and as we join in meditation, they activate your energy field. So this work will help to accelerate your awakening and your transformation to higher frequencies. So anyways, that's what energy channeling with the master teachers is about. And on the full moons, we always invite the archangels in. Oh, although any moon, I invite the archangels in, and so should you. Okay, thanks again.